some point, we don't know exactly when, but at some point in the next few months, we're probably going to get the second trailer for GTA 6. And what's going to be in it? Well, we don't know for sure. We can't be certain. But based on previous trailers, I have a few general predictions for the kinds of things that we could see in this second trailer. Firstly, I want to go back to the first GTA 6 trailer, because I think we can draw some similarities between it and the first GTA 5 trailer. So in both cases, we start with a quote from one of the main characters. So in the GTA 6 trailer, we see Lucia saying, "Bad luck, I guess," after being asked, "How'd you end up here?" And that kind of parallels with Michael's iconic line in the first GTA 5 trailer, "Why did I move here? I guess it was the weather." And it's cool to see that Lucia's line from that trailer is kind of on its way to becoming as iconic as the "Why did I move here? I guess it was the weather" quote. But we then move on, in both cases, to see a load of shots of the map. Some cityscapes, some skyline shots, just general landscape shots showing us what this map is going to look like, the diversity of the different landscapes as well. And we also get a glimpse at some of the activities and the things that we can do in the game. So in GTA 5, we see golf, jet skiing, yoga, all these sorts of things. And GTA 6, we've got airboating, clubbing, going to car meets, that sort of stuff. And we also, in these trailers, get a vague, brief hint at the storyline. It's very vague and brief, and you can't take too much from it, but it gives us a sort of idea of the direction. So in the GTA 5 trailer, we see the jewelry store heist. Now, anyone who's played GTA 5 will know that this is very, very early on in the story. It's the first heist that you do. And in the GTA 6 first trailer, we see Lucia in prison, and we see her and Jason carrying out a couple of robberies. So based on the GTA 5 trailer, we can assume that the robberies and Lucia being in prison, which we see in the GTA 6 trailer, is probably early on in the game. I would not expect in any trailer for any GTA game to give away something that happens later on in the story, or even, indeed, the ending or anything like that. I think everything we'll see in any of these trailers is going to be early on in the game. So I very much assume that's the case for the GTA 6 first and even second trailer. And then in both trailers, the GTA 5 and 6 first trailers, we see a kind of selection of characters, a series of characters who, at the time, I remember seeing the first GTA 5 trailer, we thought maybe some of these would be characters in the game, kind of secondary characters. I remember seeing people think that that guy in the white singlet was CJ, and even that homeless guy was Nico. Obviously, we never saw these characters in the game. With the exception of Michael, all the other characters in that first GTA 5 trailer are not featured in the story. So I'd be inclined to say the same thing about the GTA 6, the first GTA 6 trailer. I think Lucia and Jason, obviously we know they are the main characters, but the other characters we see, they could be secondary characters, but I think they probably aren't. And I also am in the camp, while we're here, I'm in the camp that the girl in the bikini in the rooftop pool is not Lucia. I don't think it's her. Although one thing I will point out with the GTA 6 trailer, the one we've got so far, is I do think it's interesting that Jason and Lucia are basically the only ones that talk in the trailer, except this woman in this video who says, "Guess who's back?" Or she say, "Guess who's back?" or "Well, look who's back," or something like that. But I don't think that necessarily means that she's a kind of secondary character that we'll see in the game. It could very well just be a bit of an Easter egg, kind of Rockstar saying to us, "Look, after all these years, we're back," or "Look who's back," in terms of like the fans and so on. Anyway, speaking of Jason and Lucia. The difference between the two trailers, the GTA 5 first trailer and the GTA 6 trailer, is that in the GTA 6 trailer, we see both of our main playable protagonists. We assume that there's only two of them. There could be more, although it seems like they're probably, at least for the main game, be just Jason and Lucia. Obviously, technically, Chop was a playable character in GTA 5. I always forget about that, but obviously the three main playable characters were Michael, Franklin, and Trevor. And in the first GTA 5 trailer, we don't even see Trevor or Franklin. We only see Michael. And we kind of see that in the GTA 6 trailer, where it's very much focused on Lucia, but we do see Jason as well. And crucially, we see them interacting, and we get some idea of their relationship. We know that they are a couple and they commit robberies together. And at some point, they're going to be discussing this theme of trust. Possibly something comes between them and they'll be talking about trust. And we also know that at some point, Lucia will be in prison. We think that's probably at the beginning. Obviously, we don't know a whole lot more than that, and that doesn't really give us too much to go on in terms of the story, but it gives us a kind of starting point where we can start to think about these two main characters and start to recognize who they are. Whereas in the first GTA 5 trailer, we learn that Michael is a former criminal who isn't from Los Santos, but he moved there to retire. We know he's got a family, but he's kind of turned back to a life of crime. But we don't know anything more about that, and we don't know anything about his relationship to Franklin and Trevor, the other two playable protagonists. The other noticeable difference between these two trailers is the huge emphasis on social media in the GTA 6 trailer. I think that serves a few purposes. First of all, I think it tells us that social media is probably going to play a significant role in the game and the story, as you would sort of expect. I mean, GTA has always parodied and taken a kind of satirical take on the real world, and obviously social media is such a big thing now that you would expect this sort of thing. But it also shows us how dynamic and immersive the game is going to be, I think, and an idea of what the sorts of things that these NPCs are going to be doing, and overall making the game feel a bit more alive. And so this, along with the shots of the city and the various activities, I think this is all basically there to give us a flavour of this kind of in-game world, and really set the scene for what Leonida is going to be like, and what we can expect. Really bringing this world to life and showing what it's going to be like. So, if the first GTA 6 trailer is all about setting the scene and introducing us to the location, then the second will probably be more about teasing the story and introducing us to the characters. And in order to see them in action, we'll probably see some footage from missions which, again, are early on in the game. So if we look at the second trailer for GTA 5, assume that there might be some parallels. We definitely see these early missions. We're introduced to Trevor, Franklin, and we see Michael once again, and we see them in these very early missions early on in the game. In some cases, before these three protagonists have even come together. That's how early it is on in the game. I mean, the Franklin mission we see is the very first mission you do as Franklin with Lamar, and the Trevor mission is one of the first where he burns down that ranch, and we again see Michael, and we see him and Franklin rescuing Jimmy from the yacht, which is also early on in the game. Speaking of Jimmy, we also get to meet for the first time some of the side characters. Obviously, we're not given any names or anything like that, but we can kind of get an idea of their relationship to the main characters. So again, we see Jimmy, we see Tracy and Amanda, we see Lamar, we see Tanisha, we sort of see Dr. Friedlander, and we, of course, see Chop, although it's not really clear what sort of role he plays in the game. So I think the second trailer for GTA 6 will also probably give us the first look at some of the new side characters, those supporting characters, And we think there are a few characters that we kind of have names for from the leaks. Obviously, these could change, but we think there are going to be characters called Billy, Kai, Arby, Shaw, Shanice, and Wyman. Obviously, we don't know how much of a role those names or those characters play in the game overall. They're just names at the moment. And we do actually see Wyman in the leaks. But as with the GTA 5 trailer, we're unlikely to know any of the characters' names that we see in the trailer until we actually play the game. Also, the first GTA 6 trailer focused very much on Lucia, but I think we will see and hear more of Jason in the second trailer. We'll still see Lucia, and overall the trailer will not be a Jason trailer. The focus will be very much on both of them, but we will learn a bit more about Jason in this trailer, I think. Another thing the second GTA 5 trailer does, which the second GTA 6 trailer could do, is kind of show off some of the vehicles. I remember when that second trailer for GTA 5 came out and seeing that James Bond style Aston Martin DB5 that kind of falls off the back of the truck. And that got me so excited as a James Bond fan and as someone who absolutely loves that car, the Aston Martin DB5. Seeing that it was in the trailer and therefore going to be in the game got me so excited. And I think one of the reasons that they were so keen, Rockstar was so keen to show off these kind of luxury, nice cars in the GTA 5 trailer was because that anyone who's played GTA 4 will know that there wasn't actually a massive selection of luxury cars in that game. The cars were probably one of the actually most underwhelming parts of GTA 4 in hindsight. The luxury cars, the fancy, nice sports cars that we have in GTA 5 are much better than the ones we have in GTA 4. And I guess that makes sense given that it's Los Angeles and not New York, but still I think they were keen to show off in the GTA 5 trailer. Look at all these nice cars that are going to be in the game, which you haven't really seen before. And I think they could do something like that with the second GTA 6 trailer as well. They're not going to be showing off cars that we've already got in GTA Online, for example. Similarly, in the GTA 5 second trailer, we see planes, and by planes I mean all sorts of planes. You know, we've got a cargo plane, I suppose, which we drive out the back of. We don't see the plane itself. I think we just see the kind of Jeep driving out the back of it, and we see fighter jets with lock-on missiles. Which was, again, very exciting because anyone who's played GTA 4 will know we didn't have flyable planes in that game. The only aircraft we had that we could fly ourselves were helicopters. But this GTA 5 trailer showed off that planes were now back. Not just any planes, but fighter jets, cargo planes, smaller kind of stunt planes and stuff. So these are things that the game that GTA 5 has that weren't in GTA 4. So again, trying to show off the new features. And speaking of new features, there's also Chop. We didn't previously really have animals, at least not dogs, in GTA games, as far as I could remember. But this shows that there aren't just animals in the game, but there are also kind of pets, essentially, or a pet that is featured in the main storyline somehow. And we obviously now know that Chop was Lamar's dog, and you get to play a few missions with him, which is fun. And I should point out as well that we do see some of these things in the first GTA 5 trailer where they're trying to show off things that we didn't have previously. We see a blimp in the sky, which we didn't have in GTA 4 as far as I can remember. And we also see a character putting down, the roof of a convertible sports car. And that's something, we had convertibles before, but we weren't able to kind of adjust the roof. And so I think that was another thing, that trailer showing off things that were new in GTA 5 at the time. And I think that will probably play a part in the second GTA 6 trailer. I think it will want to show us new features, and Rockstar will be keen to show us that for the past, 12 or so years or whatever, they haven't just been working on another GTA 5. They've actually been making a brand new game with brand new mechanics and new features, something that's exciting and, well, new. There's not really any other way of saying it. I think they'll be keen to kind of set GTA 6 apart from GTA 5, especially because GTA Online has been continuing for such a long time. It's not like people played GTA 5 when it first came out and then haven't played it since, because people have been playing GTA Online this whole time, and a lot of people have been playing it. So they'll want to show people the improvements in this game to show that they have actually been working on something new. So what sort of new features could we see in the GTA 6 trailer that we haven't already got? It's hard to say, really, because obviously it's hard to predict what sort of things we could see. But if I had to throw some guesses out there, I would say maybe they could show us the new ways that we think that we'll be able to steal cars. So, for example, we could see Jason using a kind of Slim Jim to open a car door or something like that, or the immobilizer bypass that I talked about in a previous video. If you're not sure what I'm talking about, go back and watch my previous video, which I will link. Or we could see, the new restraining mechanics that we think are going to be in the robberies, where we could show Lucia zip tying someone during a robbery, could show characters with the weapons visibly on them. We think that might be a feature in GTA 6, where instead of kind of pulling random weapons, pulling RPGs out of God knows where, you will see them on your character. So Jason will be carrying an assault rifle on his back or whatever, something like that maybe, or even the mechanics that some people think your personal vehicle in GTA 6 will act like your horse in Red Dead Redemption 2, where you can store guns in like the boot of the car or whatever. Maybe those are some things that could be illustrated in a way. I don't think they're going to give everything away, but they might give some hints towards the new features in the game. Those are just a couple of small kind of things that they could put in just to give us something to talk about even. Also, it's a pretty obvious thing to say, but the GTA 6 Trailer 2 is going to show us probably some of the most exciting parts of some of those early missions that I kind of touched on earlier. In the GTA 5 second trailer, we see as I mentioned, driving out the back of cargo planes while in the air. We saw abseiling down skyscrapers to break into them. We saw flying fighter jets. We saw these exciting heists and so on. And while it seems like maybe GTA 6 will be a bit more grounded story-wise than GTA 5, I think Rockstar will still want to kind of show us these things that we're going to be doing in missions that we haven't done before. New ways of approaching certain missions and different types of things that we could be doing. Now, the second trailer for GTA 5 ends with this: pre-order now, spring 2013. So what could we see at the end of GTA 6's second trailer? Well, firstly, as we know, GTA 5 didn't actually come out in spring 2013. It ended up being delayed until autumn or fall 2013. We know this is something that's not exactly uncommon among Rockstar games. They're often delayed. In fact, most of the recent ones, if not all of them, have been delayed. So for that reason, I don't think that GTA 6's second trailer will have pre-order now. I don't think it will be open to pre-orders at that point. I think they might want to play it a bit more safe, but I do think it will feature the release window that we currently have, which is fall or autumn 2025. Obviously, we don't know that will still be the release window by the time the trailer comes out, but hopefully it will. Hopefully it won't be any later than that. I wouldn't expect an actual release date. In the first trailer we just got coming 2025, but we now know that Take-Two Interactive has openly said that they're aiming to release GTA 6 in fall or autumn 2025. However, that hasn't officially been announced anywhere by Rockstar. So this could be their opportunity to officially put it in kind of marketing material, in advertising. However, as I say, I always have to kind of put this warning in. That doesn't mean we're definitely going to get it. You know, whatever it says in this trailer, it doesn't mean we're definitely going to get GTA 6 in autumn 2025 or even 2025. We should definitely be wary of delays. Anyway, those are my predictions for the second GTA 6 trailer, which hopefully is coming soon. What do you think? What do you make of them? What do you expect to see in this trailer? Or what would you like to see in the trailer? Let me know.